What's up, guys? Just got this cart built, ordered it on Amazon. It's from Welder HJC03. It's kind of a little tedious cart to put together, but it's pretty nice. I like the drawers. The drawers seem really smooth. They open all the way so you can get to all your stuff. And went to Harbor Freight. They had a 30% off welder sale, and we scooped up some nice stuff. Gonna unbox a little welder and put it on there. So Harbor Freight had a sale recently, right before this ice storm, that I was able to scoop up these two, the titanium unlimited 200. Basically just going to be using it for the MIG, TIG, and stick. But it was 30% off, and so I went ahead and scooped up the plasma 45 also, so that we can do some more detailed cutting, just have some nice tools for the shop. We've been in the middle of doing the construction on the shop. We have a 12 foot door on this side, 12 by 12. We'll have a 15,000 pound lift in that bay. And then we've got 3 10 by 10 bays. I don't think we'll put a lift in any of those bays, but we've got our office coming together here, and then our shop bathroom, and then staircase is going to go upstairs. My son's apartment's going to be up there, and then on the back side we'll have some storage area, and so we'll get a little bit deeper into that as we kind of get the funding to move forward. So anyways, got this cart on Amazon, scooped up this good deal on the welder and the plasma cutter from Harbor Freight, and we'll see how they look. All right, so pulling out the 200, it's got a nice regulator right here in the box, which is good. We're gonna use, I've got a tank outside. I'm probably gonna put argon in that. It's a pretty nice little gauge. Looks like it's got an adapter that you can hit 110 with it, but this is like a 50 to 110. But I'm going to go ahead and wire something in the panel, and then I've got a long cable that we can pull it anywhere in the shop and weld. Well, that's handy. Welder's pretty light, super lightweight. Feels pretty high quality though. Let's see. Fits on the cart. Okay. Not a big fan of that bolt right there. So I'm going to take that bolt out and see if this gets a little bit better of a fit. Alright, so I think instead of modifying that bolt on this cart, I just pulled it forward a little bit to where the front stuck off a little bit, and it seems to be nice and neat right there. But we're going to set this up. Probably majority of the time we're just going to be MIG welding. I do have a few TIG projects that I want to do. Came with your leads, your ground, your stick lead, and the TIG torch. Super nice. A couple extra things. Nice gauges. So we'll get this all set up, get the drawers set up, and see how it works. So everything's pretty straightforward on the instructions here, and since we're going to set it up for the MIG cable setup, it shows you what all you're going to do. We're just going to connect the ground to the negative. We're going to connect the wire feed power to the positive terminal, which is this little lead right here. And then we're going to connect the MIG gun. MIG gun is packaged inside the welder right here. It's got a nice chart. so you can kind of reference what material you're going to be using, how you're going to be using the gun, or what you're going to be able to do to weld. It's a pretty short lead on your gun, so I would recommend a nice cart, and then plenty of cable so you can pull the cart around the shop. It only came with a few extra accessories on the TIG setup as well, but that's fine. We'll just throw them in the drawer. We'll get our other welder deconstructed, throw all of our parts in this, and then we'll just use this from here forward. So I don't do very much welding, but I wanted to show you what I have been using. It's this little tiny Lincoln Electric weld pack, and just use it to feed some 30. Very basic stuff. So if we get a bolt stuck or a bolt breaks, I can weld a nut on. As far as like do some trailer repairs, I've done a few little projects like that, but I've never really had the need to do a bunch of welding. But with our new shop, I'll be able to do some fabricating. So I wanted to get something a little bit better and more reliable that's going to last. And then I really needed the TIG setup because my truck's a 2018 F250, and we are going to do a DCR conversion on that, which is right here. Pretty excited. And when we pull the truck apart to do the DCR conversion, I'm going to TIG weld the crank so that it doesn't spin with the additional power. I've got BD diesel high flow manifolds, exhaust manifolds. I've got brand new up pipes. This is basically the shelf of the things that I want to do to my truck. There's deep oil pans, there's rear diff, front diff cover, there's a no limit turbo. Just miscellaneous odd and end things that we're doing. This is a new Sinister diesel oil pump, and then this is the vacuum line delete, which is kind of cool. So we'll do some cool videos on my truck, but I'm going to use this TIG welder to go ahead and weld the crank when we do that, so that we can do that for customers as well. All right, so we got our wire on the feed spool here, on there. It's kind of a nice mechanism. You just pull it forward, and then your roller pops up. You can feed your wire through this opening, little spring attachment, and then you can actually line it up with the hole, and then you can now clamp down piece, and that will hold your wire. And then it's got a little area. It says set the tension by turning the feed tensioner. You either have 3 to 5 for solid, or flux core 2 to 3, I'm going to go right in the middle at 4, and we'll try it and kind of see what's good. All right, so here's your ground. It's got a little notch right here. Basically, you line that notch up with your hole on the top, and then you can turn it till it locks in nicely. As far as this positive lead, same thing. Pop it in, turn it. You'll feel it where it wants to be. And then on your spool gun, you can see this little notch right here. This notch is for this set screw right there. So you want to push this in all the way, loosen that screw up so it's not in the way, and then we will tighten that set screw to where it locks into that groove, and you won't be able to pull it out. And there you go. You can turn it a little bit, and you can feel that set screw getting in the right spot. And then this little piece here, it's got a groove on the bottom, you can see right there, and that groove is going to line up to the groove on the top here. And we should be able to spin that and lock it in. Let's see. That's on the top. And here we go on the top. Well, this little guy doesn't want to go in. And it looks like we've got a little play in that. So maybe if we align it just right. It's not wanting to go. So let me see why that's not going, and I'll be right back. Alright, so the trick on that was to get it lined up and then to pull this sleeve back. I don't know if you can see that. You can pull that sleeve back just like an air compressor hose. And once you got that back, you can push this on and then it locked in place. And this is, I want to keep that all nice and neat. Don't want any kinks in there. And we should be pretty much good to go. And I'll plug it in and we will feed some wire. Alright, so we're just going to plug it into this extension cord here. This is a 50 amp adapter that comes with the welder. We're going to plug it in and we're going to go ahead and turn it on, and we're going to change it to 120, and we should be able to let's see. There we go. You just take the snips, you trim it, now you can start welding. Ground out whatever you want to weld to, and you can adjust your settings and start welding. So I want to come on here and show you exactly how the spool connects to the box. So this is your mount in your housing. This is a little brake pad to prevent the spool from unraveling like it did here. Then you put your spool on there. You can kind of tidy that up a little bit. And then the next piece that goes on is the washer. It's got a little knob on the washer. And then you put the spring in there. And you push your next washer in. And use the wing nut to tighten it down. And you'll kind of feel where it needs to be based on the tension of the spool and as it feeds. So just kind of keep your eye on that, but that's how that piece goes together. Another little thing I want to show you is this has a switch to go up for the spool gun or down for your MIG and flux. And then it's also got this little gas connector here that goes down into your rig. Or I believe when you connect your TIG tool, it's got a gas line and that will connect to your either here or the tank. Let's see what that looks like here. Looks like it goes directly to the tank instead. It's not a quick connect, so you'll end up connecting that back to your tank. Overall, it's a pretty good investment, I feel, based on the amount of welding that I'll be doing in the type. Not very much, but I can already tell you that this little cart isn't going to do it for us, and it's a nice cart if you're just going to have a little small setup. But what I'll probably do is get a bigger cart, maybe something along this size or a little bigger, made out of metal, and I'll kind of weld up my own version, and I'll have the plasma torch on there, the plasma cutter, and everything else on that cart. Just a lot bigger. I might even do something with drawers on it. But overall, I mean, it'll get us by. Like I said, I don't do very much welding, but it'll work for now. And stay tuned to see what all we can get done in the shop with the new welding setup.